कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण भगवान बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 काय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari So, with many other respected speakers, and we're going to continue the glorification tomorrow and day after, Saturday and Sunday. And because we have a time frame, I'm going to speak some pastimes of Gurudev which happened on this day and which happened 2010, because I'm the eyewitness of those pastimes. After his western tour, when Srila Gurudev came to India in Mathura, Shri Keshav Ji Gauriya Math, year 2010, and as usual, when he stepped in temple, all devotees, they are so happy and they welcome Gurudev with flower showers, etc. And then Gurudev used to have arati, means devotees, they worship him. And when the mic was given to him, in very deep voice, Srila Gurudev said, I always had one desire to visit the birthplace of Sita Devi. I've been many times to Ayodhya, have darshan of Lord Ram's birthplace, but I have a desire to visit Janakpur. So I'm just coming from there, and now I think my parikrama of entire world has come to an end. This was clearly his words. And in that centennial, in that magazine, I mentioned this because I was there and I was making notes what he was saying. My parikrama to the world has come to an end. This was his words. And after some months, he got diagnosed with some sickness, and gradually his health was going down and down and down. All tours, all schedule was cancelled, and he was under care of so many doctors. All therapies, natural therapy, homeopathic, Ayurveda, all kind of therapies. And in this way, the entire world, Diksha and Shiksha disciples of Srila Gurudev, all got so much panic that what is this? And he gave hints in a couple of occasions, in New Braj, Badar, and other places, that I'm not going to come again. Many times he gave those hints. Everyone got so panicked. And Srila Gurudev, he was just like preparing for his departure from this world. Devotees came from all over the world, especially in Kartik Parikrama. Never had so many devotees ever. Thousands and thousands of devotees assembled. We, some devotees, brahmacharis, in a teamwork, we were trying to serve Srila Gurudev. But amazing point here is, you won't believe how much affection and caring was Srila Gurudev in that sickness pastime, when there was not so much energy in him. What we are supposed to look after him, take care of him, he was taking care of us. Taking care of his servants who was on the rotation, serving him day and night, thinking if they are getting good amount of sleep or not, if they are getting good amount of prasadam or not. So this was his instruction. Swap their schedule. Not that the same brahmachari is going to take care of him all night long without sleeping for days and days. So instead he was taking care of his disciples. And in Kartik month, when his health became more and more down, devotees were longing to see him. Many devotees, they sold their bike, cars, everything to have one glimpse of Srila Gurudev. I remember, because not everyone got this time to spend all the entire month of Kartik. And when they were leaving, they were just weeping and crying because they were not sure if they were going to see him again. And they all wanted to have just one touch of Srila Gurudev. Just one tiny touch of his lotus feet, because the symptoms were showing that he's not going to stay long in this world. It was such an emotional period and very sad. We used to take Srila Gurudev on wheelchair outside so that all devotees can have his darshan once or twice a day. Sometimes he agreed, many times he was not agreeing to this. When the Sevakas asked Srila Gurudev, so many people came from all over the world, all countries, why you don't want to go out? And Gurudev said, I want to save and protect them. In a very grave voice he said, I want to save and protect them. And many didn't understood the meaning, what he wanted to say. And what he intended to say was, by seeing me in this state, they will think Guru is ordinary mortal being, and they will commit offenses. Or just like every human being gets sick in advanced age, Shri Guru also in advanced age he got sick. And therefore he is also living body like everyone else. Understand? So Shri Gurudev said they will commit offense by seeing me in this condition. Therefore, I care for them. I am protecting them for committing sins. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad said in Padyavali, Arche Vishnu Shiladir Gurushu Narmate Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. If anyone take the deities as made of ordinary metal, marble, or considering Shri Guru as ordinary human mortal being and making distinguish amongst the Vaishnavas, there is a white Vaishnava, there is a black Vaishnava, there is American Vaishnava or Indian Vaishnava, then the doors of hell are open. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad warning there, never keep Manushya Buddhi towards Shri Guru, that he is ordinary mortal being. So in that state, Gurudev wanted to see everyone, but he's more kind of protecting everyone from committing offenses. But then, he sometimes changed his decision. No, I must go out. I want to see my devotees too. And the moment we bringing Srila Gurudev outside, everyone got cheered up. Srila Gurudev ki jai, loudly, and start singing, weeping and crying. Many of you are witness of this. Weeping and crying. And seeing them, Gurudev also got emotional. Couple of times, he spoke few words. I'm very happy and glad to see all of you. And at the end of Kartik, why always happened to me? At the end of Kartik, Srila Gurudev said, Okay, I thought I'm the most sinful one. Which is true. At the end of Kartik, Gurudev said, now we all going to meet in Navdeep. And as Sahadev Prabhu was telling this morning, everyone was so scared when in Kartik month, the disappearance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev can choose this day to leave. And there was yagyas, prayers, singing, chanting all over the world. The day passed, and everyone got so relieved. No, he still is going to be with us. Then in one room conversation, it was been asked to Srila Gurudev that now it's getting cold because in India November, December, and Gurudev can't take cold. So we have to move somewhere. It's not a good place around North India. Gurudev said, take me to Puri then. First the point came, let's go to Navdeep. But Navdeep also get very cold in the month of December. Gurudev said, let's go to Puri then. And by saying so, he said, even Puri Maharaj, he referred to my Guru Maharaj, he also left his body in Puri. And then devotees took him from Puri to Mayapur. When Gurudev said this, everyone said, the Sevaka said, why you have to say this? We are just taking you, because there you get some fresh air. He said, no, my time is over. I gave whatever I wanted to give, I gave to everyone. I accomplished my mission. I encouraged, I inspired everyone to follow. What to follow? Bhagavad Dharma. What is Bhagavad Dharma? Shruti no patito dhyat adrato vanumodita sadde punati sadharmo devish dropihi. Anyone who hears about Bhagavad Dharma, speak about Bhagavad Dharma, remembering Bhagavad Dharma, and if not any of these, but only regard and respect to those who are following, immediately, sadhyo punati sadharmo, immediately a person become righteous and become very powerful. I gave them the best Bhagavad Dharma. And what is that best Bhagavad Dharma? Gurudev said, I followed the footsteps of my Guru Maharaj, who followed the footsteps of his Guru Maharaj, means Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And what was the mission of Srila Prabhupada? What was the mission? Not just to refute Mayavad. That was very secondary, which all other four acharyas did. Shri Shankaracharya, he established some principles and spread Mayavad on the order of Krishna. He made that foundation. And on that foundation, the four acharyas came and made four pillars to build a beautiful temple of Vaishnavism. So Shri Madhvacharya, Shri Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami and Shri Nimbaditya, they refuted Mayavad. They refute all Mayavad philosophy, which was very much prominent and prevailing in those days. They worked so hard on that. Yeah. That was the beautiful temple built by the four acharyas on the foundation of the Shankaracharya. But then something more was required on the top of that beautiful temple, which can be seen from far distance. And that is the dome and the flag on the dome. That dome is the Pancham Purushartha, Krishna Prem. That is the dome which can be seen from far distance, even with gross vision and even with subtle vision. And the flag on the dome represent what? The supremacy of Shri Radharani. The victory of Radharani Flag means victory. The victory of Radharani over Krishna means the victory of Ashya Tattva over Visha Vigraha. This is the line, the Gaudiya line. This is the Gaudiya Siddhanta. Gurudev said, I preach this boldly without any hesitation because I embrace the mood of my Guru Maharaj who was Tattvavadi. He was Siddhantavadi, means Shri Bhakti Pragyan, Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He was Pragyan, not just Gyan. Pragyan means Prakrishta Rupena Gyan. Very deep philosophy in this word Pragyan. So Gurudev said, my Guru Maharaj, he was very much known in the Gaudiya Samaj, in the Gaudiya assembly, that he is always ready to cut the arguments of Mayavad, Fanatism and all other kind of ism. But that was not his actually mood. His mood was same as the mood of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Therefore, while observing my Guru Maharaj, he said, I found that there the subtle mood of Shri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is to preach and propagate the same philosophy, the same mood for which Shri Mahaprabhu and Shri Rupa Goswami Pad came together. That is what? The prominence of Parikya Bhav and the supremacy of Shri Radharani over Krishna, which is not easy for everyone to understand and to digest that. Not easy. There are many sampradayas in Vrindavan. They always they preach about the union of Shri Radha and Krishna. They don't even believe the separation of Radha Krishna. But Gurudev said, my Rupa Goswami, so boldly Gurudev said, my Rupa Goswami said, no, Vipralam Bhav, separation mood, enhance the mood in meeting. Vina Vipralambena Sambhog Pushtimashmayot. Without separation, there is no pleasure in meeting. But we are not claiming that separation is everything. But separation supports the meeting, the pleasure of meeting. And this is only the treasure of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the Vipralam Bhav and the Parikya Bhav. Whereas many sampradayas in Vrindavan, they preach that Radha Krishna got married. But which is not true. If that is true, then why Radharani and Krishna, they have to plan a meeting in seclusion? Why they have to plan this if they are married together? And that was the bold point Srila Gurudev used to speak on the face of the priest of the Gokul, Nandagaon and Barsana people. They believe Radha Krishna got married and they say this is, Radha Krishna wedding place. But Gurudev said no. Then what is the significance of Parikya Bhav? Why there is Sanket in between Nandagaon and Barsana? The midpoint is Sanket 1, where Radharani and Krishna, they come to meet there. Why they have to plan so much? Why the Sakhis are there? Why the Manjaris are there? And what are their roles? To make the meeting of Radha Krishna takes place, which is so hard, so hard. So therefore Gurudev said, I preached, I took this mood of, the actual mood of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, because lamenting Srila Prabhupada said, I spend my time mostly in cutting jungles of Mayavad. Jungles of just Mayavad. And those who are Sahajiyas. It was a big issue and problem in those days. Cutting the jungles of Sahajiyas, who were taking Shri Mahaprabhu so easy going, who were taking Shri Radha Krishna meeting and the pastime so easy going. As Prabhu, I'm so impressed because this is what I wanted to say. Bhumipati Prabhu already said that. Without performing sadhan and jumping over the stage of sadhan to attain bhav bhakti and to attain prema, just weeping and crying, claiming that I am now on the stage of bhav, because bhav is emotions and these emotions are reflecting in me when I hear Hari Katha or when I speak Hari Katha or when I see the deities. So this clearly shows I am on the stage of bhav. But if we go inside, we find we have so many anarthas. We have not even crossed the stage of anartha nivritti. Srila Gurudev said, I never ever preached to become fanatic. Many people think Narayan Maharaj is Sahajya. When Srila Gurudev boldly was speaking on these topics, there were many who went against Srila Gurudev. Narayan Maharaj is Sahajya. He is speaking so openly from Ujjwal Nirmani, from Bhakti Swami Sindhu, from Vidagdha Madhav, Lalit Madhav, for Hamsa Duta. He is speaking openly these topics which was been kept hidden. And they say, even Srila Prabhupada never spoke all these things. Srila Prabhupada always was very careful, not allowing to read 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But was that the mood of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada? Why he came? To actually spread the mood of Shri Rupa Raghunath, the Vani of Shri Rupa Raghunath. Gurudev said, I took that point. I embrace the mood of my Param Gurudev, means Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And therefore I took this so seriously that enough of cutting jungles. How long we going to cut jungles? How long? We have to come to this point of at least hearing what is our Gaudiya Siddhanta. What is the reason why Mahaprabhu and Shri Rupa Goswami came? Why Bhaktivinoda Thakur came? Not just to cut jungles, but to establish something very, very superior. But again, Gurudev said, I never told anyone to jump on the rooftop without climbing stairs. He said, I never. Those who say and claim that I am Sahajya, let them speak. Let them speak. And we saw by staying with Srila Gurudev, what was his sadhan. And this is what I said this morning. It is very adorable to see the Acharya Leela and the Siddha Bhumika when they are speaking very beautiful Radha Krishna pastimes. But when it comes to the Sadhak Leela, we don't want to imitate that. We want to imitate the words and Harikatha of Srila Gurudev when he is very sweet, describing the pastimes of Radha Krishna, which is very essential. Gurudev said, I never forbade anyone. I allowed everyone to hear and to speak on this because I have evidence from Chaitanya Charitamrita, I have evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam by Shukdev Goswami. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said, he said, Bujibe Rasik Jan, na Bujibe Mood. Only Rasik. Rasik means those who have this interest to get entrance into this divine realm of Shri Radha Krishna's pastimes, they are Rasik Jan. And those who don't have any interest, they are mood, they are foolish. Kaviraj Goswami is saying this. They are foolish. Only they will understand. Just like camel, what camel likes to eat? Only cactus. But cuckoo bird, what cuckoo bird likes to eat? Amre Pallav, mean the birds of mango, mean the sweet taste of mango. This is the evidence from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Then Gurudev said, Shri Shukdev Goswami, he gave a blessing words, full Shruti, describing every pastime that Acharyas always gives a blessings. Just like Rupa Goswami Pad. Anarpitam charim chirat karunya avatin kalo samarpetum unnatu jarasam swabhakti shriyam hari puradduti kadamba sandapida sada hriday kandreshu suritavai sachinandana. I think everyone knows the meaning. Glorifying Shri Mahaprabhu, he gave which was never been given before. And what is that? Krishna Prem. Swabhakti Shriyam, the beauty of this beautiful Krishna Prem. Mahaprabhu came to give this. But in the last line, in the last word of conclusion of this verse, Shri Rupa Goswami Pad said, Sfuruto Vai Sachinandana. I give blessings. Anyone who can understand and hear the glories of Shri Mahaprabhu in this way as I compose, may that Sachinandan, Shri Mahaprabhu, who is the darling son of Sachi Mata, can appear in your heart. This is the blessings by Rupa Goswami. Why he mentioned Sachinandana? Why not any other name? He could have said Vishwambar. He could have said something else, Jagannath Putra. He could have said Vishnupriya, related to Vishnupriya Devi or any other. No. Why Rupa Goswami said Sfuruto Vai Sachinandana? That, O Mahaprabhu, we want that compassion and affection from you, as Mother Sachi had for you. Because mother always are very, very affectionate towards their children. And no matter if the children pass urine and stool, mother never take an offense. She is always there to take care of the children. So we are praying to Shri Mahaprabhu that you are son of Sachi Mata, means as Sachi Mata affectionate towards you, we want that same affection. Please don't take our offenses. Don't take our adhikar, our qualifications. We are not qualified. We cannot become qualified. We are just surrendering ourselves with those anarthas and incapacities to you. Please take care of us. So there's always a falshruti at the end of the verse or the chapter. Gurudev said, Shri Shukdev Goswami, at the end of the best of all the leelas which Krishna's manifest. What is that leela? The Ras Leela. The best of amongst all other pastimes, which is so rasik, Ras Leela. And what is a falshruti? Means the benediction Shri Shukdev Goswami is giving, that anyone who hears this Ras Leela, what is that verse? Vikavritam Rajvadam idam cha Vishnum Shadhanato anushunyat atha varnedva Bhaktim param bhavati pratidavya kama hide rokashnoti acharena dhiraha. Anyone who hears from the right source, Prabhu just mentioned this very important point. Anyone who hears the beautiful pastimes of Radha Krishna from the right source, not from the sages, not from those who are fanatic, not those who are Mayavadis, and not those who are just jumping on this without having any sadhana. What is Shukdev Goswami sadhana? He is the one reciting this pastime, he is the one giving this benediction. But what is his sadhana? 24/7. Just speaking the glories of Krishna without eating, sleeping, drinking. Not a single drop of water. Non-stop speaking. Yeah? Non-stop speaking. So a foundation has to be there for one who's speaking these pastimes. That's the right source. Otherwise, it's going to become indigestion. If you eat something very heavy, indigestion. And when the indigestion comes, what happens? Diarrhea. Gaur Krishna. Indigestion. But Shradhanu to Anushunyat Atha Varneva. Anushunyat. Hearing from the right source. Many devotees, while speaking on this, they don't emphasize on this point. But Shukdev Goswami, in this verse, go and check. Anushunyat Atha Varnedva. First, hearing from the right source. And with proper understanding with Tattva and Siddhanta. Which Tattva and Siddhanta? The Gaudiya Siddhanta, not any other Siddhanta. Otherwise, it's going to be mess up and mixture. With proper Gaudiya Siddhanta, hearing this and then speaking on this, what will happen? Bhakti param bhavati pratilabhya kama. The prema bhakti start manifesting in the heart, and with the effect and influence of that prema bhakti, then anarthas gradually start going away and get destroyed from the heart. This is the benediction. Hide rog ashnoti acharena dhiraha. The disease of the heart means lust, greed. This will go gradually, go out gradually. Gurudev said, I took this example from Kaviraj Goswami Chaitanya Charitamrita and the benediction of Shukdev Goswami from Srimad Bhagavatam. Plus, my third point, he said. And he gave a reference. Just like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Many cross-questioning on him. Many people pointed out on him. Oh, you made huge temples and you open the restaurants. It's a commercial activity. You selling prasadam. Prasadam is supposed to be given free of cost. But you're selling Krishna to earn some money. You're selling prasadam. And we all know how Srila Prabhupada was always ready to answer every question. And he had a great answer to this question. He said, I'm not doing something different or unusual or something new. I'm just following the standard of the Vedic culture. And that is, if you go to Jagannath Puri temple, the prasadam is being sold from ages in that temple. They are not distributing prasadam free of cost. The prasadam is being sold in that temple even during the time of Sri Mahaprabhu, 500 years back. The shopkeepers, they were selling prasadam. So if I'm selling prasadam, what is the wrong in that? I'm just following the standards. So how you can refuse and refute that? We all know in Jagannath Puri this is happening. Gurudev said, also Srila Gurudev said, my third point, why I'm preaching on this. Foremost point is, this was the mood of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Secondly, my Guru Maharaj also wanted to preach this. So I took this, a particular mood of my acharyas. And then he said, I have a very great answer and reference on this. And what is that? We all know the stories, many of us we know the story of Shri Narhari Seva Vigrah Prabhu. He was godmother of Param Gurudev. He was like a mother of the Gaudiya Math. So affectionate to each and every individual of the Math, Shri Chaitanya Math in Mayapur. Without him, the Math was so empty. And he was saving every single penny, which we sometimes don't care, spending on many things. He was saving every single penny for the sake of maintaining the temple of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So and so that many times he refused even eating and buying anything for himself. And because of his so much austerities and not sleeping, because he used to hang his shikha with a rope. Understand? While chanting in the night, he used to hang his shikha with a rope, with a fan. So if you fall asleep, you understand? What do you want to say? You don't want to sleep. You always want to chant.
What if someone turned the fan on?
Huh?
What if someone turned on the fan?
That is the ceilings somewhere. So, this is how he was doing his sadhana, and then he got very sick. He got diarrhea. Param Gurudev came to him. Gurudev is giving this pastime, these stories, to reflect what is my purpose of boldly speaking this. Param Gurudev said, I'm taking you to Ayurvedic doctor. And Narhari Seva Vigrah Prabhu said, no, I don't want. Why he don't want? He said, I'm going to be fine in 1 or 2 days. But because he didn't want to waste one single penny on his treatment. You don't want to waste that. But Param Gurudev insisting him, no, let's go. And every time he was refusing. Finally Param Gurudev said, okay, now I understand why you don't want to go to Ayurvedic doctor, because you want to show to the whole devotees, the whole Gaudiya Samaj, what is the idol of renunciation. You're showing the idols of renunciation. Moment Param Gurudev said this, Sri Narhari Prabhu said, take me to doctor. You understand? What is the meaning? Before he was refusing for a purpose. Try to go into deep of the subtleties of these actions of our acharyas. The actions. These actions of our acharyas, one thing common you will see in all of them, they gave up the comfort zone. Unless one becomes uncomfortable, one cannot advance in bhakti. Comfort zone is not going to make us advance in bhakti. This is a bottom line. Only if someone is uncomfortable in situation of life and in bodily, mind, whatever, then the advancement actually takes place. And in all our acharyas, all our Guru Vargas, they never ever stayed in comfort zone. It looks like Srila Prabhupada traveled all the world in airplanes and big palaces like temples. But was that a comfortable zone for them? Not at all. They were always being uncomfortable to make the next generation being comfortable. They're passing on that comfort zone for the next generation. And if we are taking this facility to enjoy this facility of that comfortable zone which they have provided to us, and not getting uncomfortable like them, then there is no Atmasam, there is no union with them. We have to pass on this to the next generation. What pass on to next generation? The more comforts. And this is what's happening. Prabhu already mentioned this. Why Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada wrote books? They could have slept all night. 8 hours, 9 hours. But Gurudev was not sleeping. I'm eyewitness because I was in publication. In Gurudev's room, he's getting up 2 in the morning, just writing books. Even having spondylitis problem. And moment he started writing, gets so much absorbed there, his head like this, and he's writing. Even not aware of the time, 2-3 hours constantly writing. I was there in Gurudev's room, eyewitness of this. And 5 o'clock, when Gurudev Seva came to give him some medicine, that's the time when he took his head up and then immediately he got nauseous. 3 hours constantly absorbed in writing. Was that comfortable zone? He was providing the comfortable zone for us. Because otherwise the books, the mood of Shri Rupa and Raghunath and Shri Jiva Goswami would have been disappeared from this planet. Gurudev said, I took this seriously. If I will not preach on this, those books will get disappeared. And no one will come to know the mood of the books, familiar with the books of Shri Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami. He burned like a lamp all night to illuminate the entire world with that philosophy of Shri Rupa Raghunath. This is called giving up comfortable zone and providing comforts for the next generation, for us. We are enjoying these facilities of our acharyas. I always say this. The facility which Srila Prabhupada gave, the facility which Srila Gurudev and all other acharyas gave. We are enjoying those facilities. But that's the reason why we have no interest and no taste in chanting and doing sadhana properly. Because we are enjoying that facility, we are not making ourselves uncomfortable to pass on this facility for the next generation. This is the next generation. What they're going to learn if we are not at home chanting every day? What they're going to learn? The mantras given by Srila Gurudev. If you're not chanting those mantras properly, what they're going to learn? The next generation. So much work, everything is there, yes. But at one point, we have to make ourselves uncomfortable. Means sacrificing, eating and sleeping. I was speaking to one devotee. She said she's not chanting from some days. I said, very good. That means you're also not eating for so many days, right? You're not been sleeping for so many days, right? You're not bathing, you're not eating, you're not sleeping, doing nothing. No, everything else is fine. And what is there to sacrifice? Chanting. That means you put chanting at the bottom, where it has to be on the top, the priority. Because what we give up, which is the least priority, you made the chanting and the mantras and the sadhu sangha the least priority at the bottom. That means we are not giving priority to Krishna. I'm giving priority to all my necessities, all my comforts, all my luxuries. Whatever my mind is saying, I'm fulfilling all the urges of my mind. But only thing which I'm ready to give up is chanting. And in return, what I want to hear? Oh, sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Gurudev said, I never ever preach like this. Never ever. What is the standard of your chanting? I was in difficulty, therefore my mood was not good. I was not able to concentrate and focus, so I gave up my chanting. Very good. Then you give up your eating too. Why are you eating? Die. Better you die without eating. At least Krishna will acknowledge that you died because of him. No, I can't. I can't die because I'm scared to die. I have to eat, I have to sleep to maintain myself. Yes, then you have to maintain your bhakti also by chanting every day. With sincere prayers from the heart every day. Begging and crying and weeping to Gurudev and entire Guru Parampara. I'm not getting exactly what you came to give. I'm hearing a lot, but I'm not putting my efforts to understand that point. Therefore, I'm just enjoying your facilities, Gurudev. You sacrifice and I'm enjoying the sacrifice, that facility of sacrifice of yours. That's why ungrateful. I'm the most ungrateful person because I'm enjoying over the sacrifice of my Guru Maharaj, entire Guru Parampara. And that's why there's nothing, no realization. This is the reason. When we are ready to give up, for the sake of ourselves, not for the sake of Gurudev, when we have to make ourselves sacrifice our necessities, that's the point of love begins. Love always demands sacrifice. In every relation, even in material world, love needs sacrifice. Love is sacrifice. But what I'm referring to, a spiritual love, Guru and disciple love, Krishna and our love, that is so divine. Don't we think that need a sacrifice? Gurudev said, I took this example. Shri Param Gurudev, he told Narhari Prabhu, you want to show the limits of renunciation. This is very good. Then Param Narhari Seva Vigrah Prabhu said, please take me to doctor. Because he didn't want any pratishtha, any name and fame. And when a doctor checked the pulse, he said, oh, he has severe diarrhea. His intestines is so weak, his digestion is so weak. So my style of giving cure to him, my advice, make him drink ghee. Param Gurudev was shocked to hear this. He can't digest water. And you want him to drink ghee? He said, yes. That's my formula. Because in the beginning I know, the moment you start drinking ghee, there will be again dysentery. I know this. But by constantly drinking that ghee, the intestines getting stronger. They're getting some strength. And after that, you're going to digest every food. This is my formula. And actually he did that. And he got cured. Gurudev said, I took this pastime, this dealing of Param Gurudev, his Guru Maharaj and Harari Seva Prabhu as exemplary to preach openly and boldly about Radha Dasyam. And Gurudev said this in Vaishnav festival many times. I was not there, but I hear his lectures. He said, I know what I'm speaking. How many of you are understanding? I know, nobody. Maybe one or two. But keep on drinking this. Keep on drinking this. Otherwise it's going to get lost. And I want to preserve this. And maybe any one of you, by hearing this, develop that greed, the lolyam, and start performing Raganuga Bhakti by not stepping over or neglecting the rules and regulations of Vedic Bhakti. Rag Pravit Vedic Bhakti, Gurudev said. This is our goal. Not just Vedic Bhakti. Because the destination of Vedic Bhakti is Vaikuntha. Mahaprabhu didn't came to give Vedic Bhakti. He came to give what? Raga Bhakti. Which is Ragatmika Anusmritya Sacha Raganuga Uchchaya. By developing that greed, that lolyam. And I'm here to give that greed, Srila Gurudev said. I'm here to give that greed to all of you. Because by hearing these pastimes, along with the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, by hearing these pastimes, aligned with the message and instruction from Bhagavad Gita, you'll be in a good shape. Developing that greed with good shape, not out of shape. Such big responsibility and the mood of not only just Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada but all Guru Vargas. They all came for the same reason. And Gurudev said, enough of cutting jungles. And I want to give that one particular mode of my Param Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And in this way, Gurudev said, I accomplished this. With the help and support of the devotees, my books got printed and spread out everywhere. And even in present day, not many people appreciating my endeavors of what I have given to this world. But when I will be gone, entire world will understand. Entire world will understand what I have given to this world. What is my contribution to this world, and which is coming true. All organizations, godly organizations, they are reading Srila Gurudev books. They are hearing the lectures of Srila Gurudev. And by reading and hearing those lectures, now they are delivering those lectures. It is getting so much popular. But they don't accept or they don't declare what is the source of their speaking. They don't say this because of some institution problems or reservations. But actually everything is coming from Srila Gurudev. Everything. My Guru Maharaj was so fond of Srila Gurudev's. Whenever he seeing Srila Gurudev presenting any book of Shri Rupa Goswami and others, Guru Maharaj was so happy and he was so proud of Srila Gurudev that Narayan Maharaj, what he is doing is the best seva of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Guru Maharaj said. Then all other acharyas. And this morning we heard how Gurudev was giving so much regard and respect to Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj. Yeah. But in return, how Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhavan Goswami Maharaj, he glorified his junior godbrother, 16 years junior godbrother. It's not just 1 or 2, 16 years. And plus, disciple, Harinam Diksha of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. But Shri Bhavan Goswami Maharaj said, Narayan Maharaj is Vaikuntha Varta Vahak. Vaikuntha Varta Vahak means he is the carrier of Vaikuntha Varta, the glories which are prevailing in Vaikuntha means Kolo Vrindavan. What is that glories? You already heard this. The glories of not only just the meeting of Shri Radha and Krishna, but the Vipralam Bhav, the separation mood of Shri Radha and Krishna. In one of the lecture in Mathura, Gurudev said, do you understand? He is asking devotees, you understand what I am speaking? The separation of Shri Radha and Krishna? How Radharani in separation from Krishna in Vrindavan, and how Krishna is in separation from Radharani in Dwarka. But what they are doing in that separation? They are uttering each other's name. Day and night in separation. So separation is not, as I said this morning, a depression state or a forgetful state. But now I'm in separation, I must go sleep. Then I forget because there's so much pain in that separation. In that separation, Gurudev said they were chanting the names. And if you want to adore or understand these pastimes of Radha and Krishna, you have to develop that separation by constantly chanting. Because Harinam is everything, the essence of all the scriptures, the essence of all worship, the essence of all renunciation, the essence of atonement. Anything, Harinam is everything. Naam bina kichu nahi aar, 14 bhuvan maji. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, in these 14 planets, Harinam is the essence. And if you have not developed that taste and interest, even chanting 16 rounds is 16 rounds. I often say this. It's not the ending of chanting. There's a warm-up for the beginning of chanting. 16 rounds. And I go travel all over. I find many senior devotees of Srila Gurudev. They met Gurudev in 90s. They're not even chanting 16 rounds. Even close association and reciprocation for 30-40 years. But not even the standard of chanting 16 rounds. What is this? If I'm not chanting even 16 rounds, which is bare necessity, then what is the purpose and use of my life? Better you die. This was exactly the harsh word Gurudev told to his devotees. Better you die if you can't even chant this much. And I want to uplift you from this bare necessity chanting to the high standard of chanting. And that's why I'm giving this emphasis on these pastimes so that you can remember and meditate on this pastime while you're chanting. I'm helping and supporting in every situation and circumstances, irrespective of you're qualified or not qualified. I'm not considering anything. I'm just openly giving. Open this chest and I'm openly giving this. But if you're not ready to accept this and being so stubborn in your nature that no matter what will happen, Gurudev, I will not follow you. No matter what will happen in my life, I'm not going to follow you. He said, okay, don't follow me. Just take baby steps. At least follow 1%, 2%, 3%. No, Gurudev, I will take advantage of your name that I am disciple of Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Rasik Acharya. I am disciple of Prabhupada. So boldly I am saying this. I am taking advantage of connecting my name with your name, because then I'll get some adoration. Isn't this cheating? This is called enjoying the facilities. So, very intense. Very intense subject. But we need this. I myself need this. So as same page as Bhumipati Prabhu just said, it looks like word of scolding. I'm not scolding. I'm just repeating the words of Srila Gurudev. I myself trying to follow this. And I myself struggling on this. We need this scolding every single day. This is what Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, beat your mind with the shoes. This scolding is required every single day. You know, this is the cure of the disease of laziness and craziness. This is only medicine. There is no other medicine. And what is that? Sadhu Sangha. If we read bhajans by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, clearly he is saying this. I have no interest to be in Sadhu Sangha. Oh, they always come. They always on Facebook Live. They say the same thing. Everything is same. Let me give a break. Some retreat. Retreat away from sadhus. I need a break. There is no break, sir. There is no break. It has to be Tel Dharavat. Unbroken stream. Like pouring oil from one bottle to other bottle. Unbroken stream of bhakti. We are very fortunate. We are very, very fortunate. At least we are hearing these topics. But principal and the teacher and the professor in the school, in a college, they always want the students to feel inspired to make their career. So it is not all the time sweets give us energy. Bitter is also required. Otherwise, diabetes, high diabetes. You know? Then we can't even get and eat sweets. So neem is also required, and the sweet is also required. And in this way, Srila Gurudev expressing his endeavors, he encapsulated those endeavors in that short darshan in his room, that what he gave to this world, what he contributed from his side to this world. And by saying so, when we took him to Jagannath Puri, his health was going more down, but his effulgence was illuminating more and more. His body started turning into golden complexion. Yes, in Jagannath Puri. And Gurudev was always staring at that ocean. And one devotee asked Srila Gurudev, what are you looking? What are you looking? And Gurudev said, this is the same spot where Shri Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was relishing the deep separation mood. Gurudev was totally got introvert and meditating on this. Then came this day, the appearance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Devotees were again scared, as they were scared in Kartik month. They were all got scared. Now that phase passed in Kartik, and now we are having this appearance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Again a fear was there. But not that fear as it was in Kartik, because that phase was over, so devotees understood maybe this phase will also go nicely. The whole temple was getting decorated. in Jagannath Puri for the celebration of appearance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhava Goswami Maharaj. Everything was being arranged. Devotees got invitations for all the Gaudiya Maths. And Gurudev, he chose this day when he became very uncomfortable. The Sevakas, they saw in midnight his situation is not very good, is getting very worse, and immediately called upon us because we were all a team. The core team, we went inside Gurudev's room and he was showing those symptoms that he is departing. Some Sevakas trying to massage his, so to speak. Some was massaging his hands, holding his head, trying to make him comfortable, but he started breathing heavy, deep breath. I would say I'm fortunate. I was there on the bed of Srila Gurudev and kept his head on my lap. And we started chanting loudly, Mahamantra. His eyes was rolling and his throat was moving, but he was not able to speak anything. Many devotees ask, oh, what he spoke in the last? Did he say Hare Krishna? How does that matter? If he said Hare Krishna in the last, or if he has not said Hare Krishna in the last, how does this matter? It matters to us, not to him. Because many devotees, they ask me these questions. Because I was a witness. Gurudev was there on my lap. He was in some absorption. Now I can't with my limited senses can understand what is his situation. But I'm just telling from my external understanding. He was in deep absorption. His throat was moving. And exactly at the same time as my Guru Maharaj also left this world in the middle of some few sevakas. Srila Gurudev also, he manifests this aprakat lila in that sound of chanting of Mahamantra with all the devotees around. Gurudev left this world. And the news spread like fire all over. Everyone came to see Srila Gurudev, to touch him. Then we arrange, as per his will, that as you took Puri Maharaj from Jagannath Puri to Mayapur, also take me from Puri to Navadvip. So in the car, there were so many other devotees, big entourage of so many cars together. We took Srila Gurudev as we followed the same as with my Guru Maharaj. Srila Gurudev's transcendental body, me and Madhav Prabhu, we were in the back seat holding Srila Gurudev's body. And we put him in a Padma Asana. You know, Padma Asana means when we fold the feet and the feet has to be like this. This is a posture one has to be in the Samadhi. And this has to be done in the right place, there, then. Because later it's difficult to put, the body is not that much flexible later. So right from the beginning, when we put Srila Gurudev in the car, we put him in that Padma Asana posture. And we took him to Sri Jagannath Puri temple to pay his last obeisances to Lord Jagannath. And some devotees who were already prepared, they brought the cloth of Lord Jagannath, the prasadam of Jagannath, or some remnants from Lord Jagannath, the garland we put on his transcendental body. And then we can't go into the streets of Srila Haridas Thakur, but from outside, making him darshan of all those places. And exactly that was a route of my Guru Maharaj, when we took my Guru Maharaj. Because Madhav Maharaj and other devotees, they asked how you took your Guru Maharaj. So we followed the same sequence. To Jagannath Puri temple, and then Srila Haridas Thakur Samadhi, Shitota Gopinath, and we drove all the way to then Navdeep Dham. And when we arrived Navdeep Dham, there was massive crowd. Thousands and thousands of devotees from all over. Some came by flight.
Someone's car is on alarm, is blue fog. I'm not sure what fog. Yes,
I don't know. Whose car is that? Please take care of your car. A massive crowd was there. We were waiting. Everyone was just waiting for Srila Gurudev's transcendental body to come. I can't describe this, because when the car arrived near to the temple, Shri Navdeep, Keshavji Gaudiya Math, oh, thousands of people there. They were waiting, and when they saw the car, the whole car entourage coming, they just ran towards the car. And immediately we rolled on the windows, because everyone wanted to touch Srila Gurudev, but how is possible? Thousands of devotees. They start banging the doors and the windows and shaking the whole car. Yes, very rough. Because they were feeling intense separation, that they can't tolerate that. Even hearing that Srila Gurudev left this world. But then some brahmacharis, they came, they controlled the crowd and made a passage. We took Srila Gurudev's in car all the way inside this Navdeep temple, and arrangements were already being prepared there. We lifted him, we took him in the temple hall and openly announced to the devotees, please don't panic. We're not giving him samadhi right away. He's going to be in this temple hall for whole night. Please come in line. And you can come and touch his divine lotus feet, offer your pushpanjalis, whatever, but don't just panic. Make a line. Okay? Everyone should get the opportunity to touch him and to offer your heartfelt prayers. All night was singing going on, Maha Mantra. Every individual was just weeping and crying, weeping and crying, weeping and crying. Then devotees understood. In a very sober way, all came one by one. There was plenty of time. And they put their head, they're touching Gurudev's lotus feet on their heart, they're offering flowers or whatever. This process happened all night long. Meanwhile, the other devotees were preparing for taking the hold for Samadhi, and preparations were being done. The next day, we put Srila Gurudev, his transcendental body, with a couple of devotees in that Samadhi, and the Samadhi mantra was been written on his chest. The Jagannath's garland, flowers, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari's remnants, everything there. And then in the Samadhi, as we all know, we have to put salt and the soil, mud. So devotees, they just started throwing. Everyone wanted to participate in this, but they were not listening. Let us do in a very order way, but they were getting so restless. They just, I forgot now. And in this way, Samadhi was concluded on this day. Srila Gurudev's Tirobhav Aprakat Leela. The Samadhi was completed, and devotees from all over Mayapur and Navdeep, they came to pay obeisances to Srila Gurudev. Then there was Dharam Sabha, all speakers. They started speaking the glories and the contribution of Srila Gurudev. Even from ISKCON, many devotees came and they start sending emails and all, glorifying Srila Gurudev's contribution. Many GBCs, I forgot many other details when he was in Delhi and in Jagannath Puri. Many GBCs, they came and they paid obeisances and asked forgiveness to Srila Gurudev.
Too late.
Yes. They came, paid obeisances. And devotee was thinking, this is the time now. But anyhow, even in that moment, Gurudev brought them close and took their hands in their hands and gave them blessings. When they left, Gurudev told instructions to the sevakas. Give them regard, make sure they get prasadam. Then one devotee said, Gurudev, they always opposed you, they never welcomed you. Gurudev said, they are my children. I don't take any offense. They are my children. Such big heart. They're just like my babies. But give due respect to them, they are sannyasis. So much humble. He could have chastised them. What you people did to me. I just wanted to nourish you. Because the concept of Diksha is taken very differently. Gurudev said we are following Bhagavad Parampara. Bhagavad Parampara. And he gave emphasis on this Bhagavad Parampara means not just my one who gave me mantra is only my guru and rest all are bogus. And I have nothing to do with them. This is Shiksha Parampara. Did Rupa Goswami receive mantras from Mahaprabhu? No. Did Narottam Shaman Srinivas Prabhu receive mantras from Jiva Goswami? No. This is Bhagavati Parampara. It needs a very broad vision, big heart and subtle mood to understand. It's not something fanatic about. The one who gave me mantra is only my Diksha Guru. Rest all, I don't care. But what is the meaning of Diksha? The definition of Diksha is Divya Gyan Yado Dadat. One who gives transcendental knowledge. Diksha Guru gives in the form of mantras and Shiksha Guru gives in the form of his nourishment, his lectures. They both are giving Divya Gyan. They are not giving something else other than Divya Gyan. So taking advantage of the situation, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, both are same. In a very high realm, when we go high, understanding, more high and more deep, subtle, then there is no difference. Srila Gurudev said, this is what I wanted to give. This is what I wanted to give. But only handful couple of devotees understood my mood. Not everyone. But again, end of the day, they are my children. I didn't take any offense. No offense. Relieve them of all offenses. Okay, it's too late. Not for Hari Katha. But it's too late to realize what Gurudev has given. So I humbly request myself, first of all, foremost, I request myself to be very sincere and not just enjoying the facility, but serve this facility. We are in this temple, this is a facility, right? This is called Guru Sthan. Means this is Shri Gurudev's presence is center. He used to sit on that asana. This is a facility. We are not here to enjoy this facility. We are here to serve this facility. Because, conditioned state, we always want enjoyment, enjoyment, enjoyment. So even on this path of Krishna consciousness, always enjoyment. But it's not about enjoyment, it's about service. So transition from the gross mood to the subtle mood. So we all collectively combine together. Let us focus on our sadhana. Very essential, very important. 16 rounds, nothing. It's nothing. Just nothing. We have to rise in this every day. Yeah. No need to, don't take my words otherwise. Spending 20 minutes just doing Aarti of Gurudev. It's not that much pleased with that. But at 20 minutes, reading the books of Gurudev, because he sacrificed his time, his life in those books. Read every day. Just 2 pages, 1 page. As much as your time allows, because everyone is working. And one last thing, please, just 1 minute. A few months back, one householder, one devotee, Grastha, he was sitting with me and he started criticizing someone, some preacher. He said, even Maharaj, you are not very much close to that preacher. So he speak this, he speak that, he speak that, he speak that. I said, wait a minute. What time you go to your office? He said, very early, 6:30 in the morning. What time you come back? He said, 4:30. And then I get so tired, I have to take some prasad, take care of my family, children and all. I said, how much time you have in a day, 24 hours, to focus on Krishna consciousness? To complete your rounds, because very sincere person, chanting mantras, chanting his Harinam and everything. He said, at the most, if I see, I get only 2.5 hours in 24 hours. I said, then where's the time to criticize anyone? Where's the time? I said, I'm sannyasi, brahmachari, we are free. We have no work, right? We have nothing to do. That doesn't mean we have to spend our time criticizing someone. But being a householder, just understand the point, being a householder, so much busy in working, taking care of family, how much time you have to criticize someone or to focus on one's individual sadhana? How much time you have? Handful. So why to take the negative role? And why not focus on that positivity of the beauty of every day hearing one lecture of Srila Gurudev? Gaudiya Rasamrit. Every day they're posting one lecture. They're working so hard for us. The Seva team working so hard. Every day the lecture comes right on our phones. Just we have to click that, and driving, cooking, cleaning, whatever, hearing that lecture is so inspiring. And they're bringing those all previous lectures when Gurudev was so much inspiring devotees and focusing on sadhana. It's so inspiring. So the humble request to all devotees, please don't take my offense. I'm just sharing my opinion, my thoughts, and I myself struggling and trying to follow the correct path. I'm trying. I'm also a student. We all are students. So it's just like a family, a friendly sharing with everyone. It's not a word of scolding, it's just a friendly sharing. The same page as my senior Bhumipati Prabhu said. Same thing. Gaur Premanande Srila Gurudev ki His Tirobhav Tithi Mahotsav ki and His Avirbhav ki. His Avirbhav means, appearance means, we all know, appearance of His mood in our heart. Yes, Mataji.
Just a side note that the sincere disciples of Srila Gurudev are also trying to make his disappearance place, Stali in Puri. They're trying to transform it into a beautiful place. Have you have you talked to them about that?
No,
Oh.
you announce please.
I sent out the GoFund, there's a GoFund, anybody saw? I didn't see it. Well, I sent it out. Anyway, I'll post it on the announcements. Today's a great day to, donate for that. But they really want to make it a proper place for Shuli, for the devotees to go and meditate.